Yes, sir. Yes.
All right. So, good morning, everybody. At the outset, hope you're having a good time celebrating your Christmas, having a long weekend. So, Merry Christmas to everybody from the GMT team. We hope you stay healthy, you stay wealthy, and you stay wise. That's all we can tell you at this point of time. Health, wealth, and wisdom is what we pray for all of you. Starting off on our session, the week that was and the week that is expected to be, as the title of our session. This happens to be the last week for 2022, a truncated week where you will get only the next 4 days to trade. At the outset, let me tell you, the institutions will not be trading in the next 4 days. So it's going to be retailers like all of us will be trading. So volumes can be expected to be low, and movement of the stock market will also be according to that. Right? The institutions have already done what they had to do on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now the next 4 days is for you and me and for us all together. Starting with the weekly analysis of Dow Jones, as you can see in the chart, we are at a level. Why is my cursor not responding? All right. Something wrong. All right. We are at a level where we have seen 4 days of downward 4 weeks of downward movement on the Dow Jones. The last week did show you a green tick, a green candle, but the weeks earlier were all negative, bearish, red weeks, as we can see. Now, currently you are at a very, very critical level of the markets. Why is my... Just a minute, there's something problematic with my mouse not working. All right, I'm not able to check it on my mouse, so I'll try and give it to you as I can. All right, so you are currently at a time where this is happening. Your current low for this week was 32,573, right? We closed previous week at 33,203. It becomes very important to realize that if this level is broken, 32,400, then we will see a further red bearish movement in the market. So this will be a critical support level of 32,423, almost about 800 points lower. However, in case of 33,500 gets taken out, then we are in a safe bullish zone entering upwards for the next year. Now, I am expecting that to happen because retailers or small traders will use that opportunity to raise the market high. Because when the institutions come back in the month of January next year, they will take the rally forward. Right? Now, I am having a glitch on my machine and my mouse is not able to move. So which is why you'll have to bear with me for that time. Kamal, otherwise, if you can open up your machine, I'll stop my sharing.
How about your touchpad?
I'm touchpad only is not working. That's the reason why. I am using my touchpad, not my mouse. I'm not even able to stop sharing word just now. See this, yeah. So this is the level that I'm talking about, 34,150 and lower 34,550. This 34,700 is the level. If this breaks out, your next targets will go up as your super trend is indicating. Kamal, I am sorry, but I don't think it will work out this way. You will have to take the charge yourself.
Yeah, I'm just opening the chart. Just give me 2 minutes. Meanwhile, you can continue. I'll
Yeah.
let you know.
I'm trying to figure out because my is not working at all. My mouse is and touchpad both are not working. So this is the level as we were talking about, 34,700. Thereafter, 34,100, and then higher up 35,000. But it is very important that this level of 33,700 or 33,550 gets taken on conclusively next week on a day closing basis. If we watch this chart on a daily chart basis, you realize this is your support coming in at 32,650 or 32,700. Right? The weekly chart was giving you a negative or a bearish movement. The daily chart is giving you a support of possible lower levels being touched on the Dow Jones and wanting to go up, as indicated by the indicators as well as the super trend turning flat. Even the super trend has turned flat, which is again very, very encouraging that the market will go up. That is the broader market of Dow Jones. If you look at what is happening on NASDAQ, the story is completely different.
So do you want me to share my screen?
I think you should. One second, let me just try and see if I can work through. I think you should do that. I'm trying to stop share. I'm not working on stop sharing also. Yeah, do that. Stopping the sharing from my side. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. My laptop giving me problem on my touchpad. So as I was telling you, I had already done the analysis earlier. Dow Jones is looking strong. The weekly chart is giving you a clear downtrend with almost 2.5 or 3 black crows. The last weekly candle was green, but it is still in a lower trending line. So I would consider that to be a 3 black crow, though the last one is a green candle. But the daily chart on Dow Jones is very, very helpful and encouraging you to take that the market is going to go up. The last candle which is there is the green candle. But if you look at it, the 4 weeks all coming in a downtrend, which is why the weekly chart was looking bearish, but the day chart tells you a different story completely. It talks about levels having been achieved and touched, and now uptrend about to start. So that is the reason why if it crosses 34,550 or 34,700 conclusively on a day closing basis, you should start expecting a positive trend to reverse and again start climbing up. So the market will now shift. The broader markets will now shift from selling on rise to buying on dips once and only if Dow Jones crosses 34,550 or 34,700. Till then, it's a sell on rise market. But till we don't touch 34,550, it's a sell on rise market. Once 34,550 crosses, it's a buy on dip market.
Even on this daily chart,
yeah,
level of 33,780. So if it goes above 33,800 and is green, it could be look this week as a positive sign.
breakout week here. It will be a breakout week. And because institutions are not playing it, they have already liquidated their positions, and now will be entering fresh positions in first week of January or after the 10th of January. That is when the rally will now start fresh. So that is my whole thing, that the entire next 4 days and first 4 days of January will basically mean that the institutions will not be around, but the retailers and regular traders will play. So your volumes will be less, but the market will be bullish in nature or bullish in bias.
So,
Can you take Nasdaq weekly chart, and
yes.
can you just press zoom out? Zoom out. Yeah, so we can see that's far too much. Right? Now, if you look at the weekly chart here, the last 3 weeks are clearly 3 black crows, expecting it to go further down. But your downside is limited to about 10,200 or 10,150, 10,100. That is your limitation. Currently, you are at 10,500. Your lower level on weekly chart at 10,100. So even if you do see a correction in Nasdaq, that is in the tech-based companies, it is only up to 10,100. So you should be a buyer when Nasdaq comes at 10,100 or 10,150. That would mean a level of buying with minimum stop loss and maximum risk reward ratio. So you got to go from 10,100 or 10,150 all the way up to 11,200, which is the recent high touched on all the green charts. That's right. This is 10,545, 550, and 10,200 or 10,500 would be the level of you to liquidate any long created at 10,150 or 10,200. That would be the Nasdaq on a weekly chart. Nasdaq on weekly chart, the indicators are all turning bearish, so it's looking further weak. This is not the case on Dow Jones, even on weekly chart. Neither on weekly chart nor on the daily chart. But if you look at Nasdaq on day chart, you would realize that it actually closed very close to the low of the week. If you look at the daily chart, Nasdaq daily, you see that? Almost near the low of the week. You're just about 150 points away from the low of the week. The low was made on Thursday, which was 10,300. You are at 10,500 just now, about 150 or 200 points away from the low of the week. Now, that can also be the way you will operate. Keep your low as your stop loss and you can go up, and then you can trade upwards. But the bias is still bearish. Bias is still bearish. Look at the indicators. The MACD, clearly it's two parallel tracks of the railway track going down. CCI at minus 135 can always go down to minus 200 and 225 also. Stochastic at 16 and 14, crossover given, but can also go down into single digit levels. The trend is down, mid Bollinger Band is down, and the low Bollinger Band is also opening downwards, and the upper Bollinger Band had turned flat. That means there is pressure from top waiting for it to go down. Having said that, I still am positive of the issue that the retailers will use this opportunity to take the market up and then let the institutions take it forward from after 6th or 7th of Jan. So I am expecting a bullish trend for the next 1 week at least, thanks to the retailer confidence.
Sir, on that note, I had a question.
Sure.
Given that these last 3-4 days we are expecting the market to be handled by the retailers,
Yes.
what is your thought on one of the assumptions that I have is a retailer is generally has a generally a bullish bias, that a retailer tends to play a bullish game rather than a
Yes.
set markets for the negative, so or for a bearish setup, so
Hmm.
that could add to bullishness. That's just an assumption that I have, but what are your thoughts on that?
That's actually a fact, and that's the reason why I said, keeping that the market is going to be controlled by retailers for the next 8 or 9 days, I'm expecting them to be bullish. But that is exactly what happens when institutions move out. Retailers will manage the market for the next 10 days, so that when the institutions come back, they will take it up from thereafter. Now, institutions have actually liquidated whatever positions they had to liquidate and then have gone on vacations. So when they come back, they will have to continue the trend. So I'm expecting bullish behavior in the market thanks to retailers for the next 8 to 10 days or 8 to 9 days, 9 trading days, not calendar days, but trading days. That is the basic trend that I'm expecting. Now, if you look at it that way, look at the daily chart and look at the support trend almost turning flat. It is on an inclination, slight inclination down, but it is almost turning flat. When support trend turns flat, is the first indication that the market is expecting the price to go up. Because your CCI is clearly at minus 135, 136. Stochastic has given you a crossover. Williams R is already at minus 85, which is almost stagnant. Minute your MACD crossover happens, which you see in the histograms are reducing in size in the MACD histograms, you would realize the blue line will cross over the orange and go up. Once that happens, this candle, green candle, will pick up a bigger term and go up. The volumes will be low for the next 2 weeks, but the price movement can be expected. Volumes will be low, definitely be low, which is why your Friday volume was lower than Thursday volume, which is also there on Dow Jones. Your Friday volume is lower than Thursday volume because institutions have done their job by Thursday. They would never wait for the last day to trade. So that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah, and just to add to Vivek sir, what I am looking at the way we see on the daily chart and on the weekly chart, because the weekly chart is still having downward trend.
Yes.
So what we could do is could wait for this week to end, and next week, towards the start of the week or towards the end of the week, you could enter for long positions with the levels which we saw on the weekly chart, where VXR mentioned about low hitting around 10,100. If it reverses from that level, you could take your long position and hold for higher target above 11,200. But this week, as volume will be low, could just watch and wait for its reversal either next week towards the end or sometime next week, knowing that in the second week of January, when the institutions come in, they would come with volume and carry forward the trend.
Ideally, what you should be doing is, in case if you get to see Nasdaq at 10,100 or 10,200, buy a call of 11,000, but expiry of 20th Jan. Buy a call of 11,000 for expiry of 20th of Jan, and you will rake in your mullah, rake in your profits. Practically zero stop loss. Even currently, if you just check an 11,000 strike price for 20th Jan expiry, you will realize the value will, the premium will be very low.
Yeah, and I was thinking that instead of buying this week, we can wait to buy a call in the next week.
Yeah, you could do that. Or whenever you get Nasdaq around that level, it's very important to understand at what levels you're going to buy. So minute you see Nasdaq at 10,200 or 10,150, it can be a blind buy. And stop loss is minute 10,000 gets broken on Nasdaq, you exit your call. You don't hold the call below 10,000.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, and on the weekly chart, since the super trend is flat close to 12,480, once the reversal happens, it could reach those levels in about 2 months' time after the reversal.
Yes. But currently also, if you look at the weekly chart, your 20 moving average is at 11,220.
Yeah. So 11,000 is
that is again my target for January, mid-January or 20th January at least. 11,200 should be touched by 20th or latest 27th January. So January expiry, it will be around 11,200.
Vivek sir, do you want to go next to?
Take it next now to TSX. We have done Nasdaq, we have done this thing. So let's take GS something. GSP TSE. You see the support trend line flattening on a weekly chart and giving it resistance. And look at the 4 weeks of fall. Exactly like Dow Jones and Nasdaq, but the last candle is a doji. You could call it a
dragonfly doji.
Call it a dragonfly if you want, or you call it a star, shooting star. But downward price rejection is very clear.
Yeah.
But TSX will follow the broader markets of Dow Jones, and weekly chart is clearly, you may not call it a 3 black crow, but I would still call it a 3 black crow. Though the last candle is green, I still call it a 3 black crows because it is higher highs, lower lows. Each one of them is on the downtrend.
Yeah, even indicators are downward.
Lower highs and lower lows. All 3 weeks, lower highs and lower lows. Actually, all 4 weeks.
Yeah, and indicators are clearly downwards.
And stochastic has just turned bearish over 2 weeks back or 2 or 3 weeks back.
Yeah. When we had this red maru was on the weekly chart.
Yes. So you should look to buy this something around 13,200 or 13,100. Something in between in the mid of October. What was the low in the mid of October? That doji candle? Mid October.
Around 1800, 18,300.
Yeah, 17,000 or 18,000 is what you should be looking to buy. 18,300, 18,100 is what you should be looking to buy.
Yeah, even the lower Bollinger Band is at 18,300.
Yes.
If you look
But
on the,
this is again weekly chart. Look at the day chart and things again will look different. It has bounced back from a particular zone which was created earlier also. Exactly. The one candidate you left, the one you were
yes,
just watching.
yeah, I was just looking at this super trend level around here.
Yes.
The low of this candle.
19,100, and that is also the support trend earlier, which is now acting like a support. 19,100 is a place, or 19,200, 150 is a place where it is bouncing back from. If you can take the last 5 days,
Yeah.
red Marubasu, low
That's
at the red Marubasu. Yeah. No, you are right. Fifth last candle. Yeah, that's it. This one.
Yeah.
19,150.
Yeah, but I think it could go up to mid Bollinger Band and or at max close this gap and then face resistance here and then
And
go
then come
further
down.
down.
And then come down. Yes.
So as you
That
mentioned,
is why
it
I
could
said
be
weekly chart is different, but the day chart is giving you a support from where it is returning back, which is 19,150, 160. So minute you see any dip on TSX, again you could go long. Up from 19,200, you could use that dip and take it up at least for mid Bollinger of 19,725, or even up to 20,000, which is the support trend flattening level.
Yeah.
The only good point is your indicators. Stochastic has given you the crossover, CCI has started moving up, MACD is on a verge of a crossover, which is why I said TSX is looking better on a day chart as compared to Nasdaq also. Even Dow Jones was looking better on the day chart as compared to Nasdaq. Nasdaq is looking bearish, no doubt about that, even on the day chart.
Yeah, and to your point about the volume, we can clearly see the decreasing volume here.
Yeah. And this is the last week, so automatically volume is decreasing. But they have still, with low volume, they have maintained that base at 19,150, 160. 19,160, 19,200 has been maintained as a support base.
Gaurav, any question for TSX?
Anybody else, any questions?
No, none from me.
Shall we take SPY?
Yes, you can take SPY, we can take anything else. Any request coming in from anybody?
Not in the message. Take a weekly chart. Looks similar to TSX, but is more bearish.
Looks similar to Nasdaq.
This on the weekly chart.
Yeah. Again, the weekly chart is at a very strong support zone of 375. Bring it lower down at 375, you'll see the line touching the three candles over. Yeah, this line. Yeah. So 375, 360, 360 is a very strong support because it is bouncing back from these levels for the last 3 weeks. It did bounce back from these levels, but the lower level is 360.
So the next 2 weeks, as you said, we can expect bearish.
One thing before
Um,
before you change something very important on the weekly chart. Your MACD is giving you a bearish crossover. Just about to give you a bearish crossover on your weekly chart. MACD, the blue line is crossing down the orange line. CCI has just turned negative at minus 37. It can go all the way down to minus 200 at least. Stochastic has just given you a negative crossover, bearish crossover from a high of 75 and above. So, as in Nasdaq, this weekly chart will look to fall further. Now, check out your day chart.
just about CCI, I was looking. Usually, it goes up to minus 150, almost minus 200, as Vivek sir mentioned, and it is currently at minus 37. Chart.
Now, one very important thing to see in the day chart is it opened and closed almost at similar levels. The day chart will give you this. This is the closing at 382.91. 5 days prior, where did it open? The red candle. It opened at 383. 383.47. So almost the entire week was spent at the same price. That is the reason why, if you look at the super trend, has turned flat, because the price has moved in a very, very narrow range of 365 or 370 and 385. It's moved in that narrow range only.
The next level could be this super trend in the 365, which we saw on the weekly chart. It was 360 also.
Yes. So 360 should be a very 360, 365 should be a very strong place where you can expect a good bounce back from on SPY. And your target will be straight 400 plus.
Yeah.
Why do we say that? Because there are two gaps which require to get filled in on a day chart. Yeah, this is the second gap. The first gap is right below it. So 390 would be a gap filling process. So when it touches 390, it will be to fill up the gap earlier. And then it touches 400 again to fill the previous gap. So your movement will be to fill the gap after it takes a dip up to 370 or 370 and then move up.
The dip on Nasdaq and SPY would be good time to
buy.
Yeah, add the new TFSC, this new TFSA contribution room of the year.
Also, if you realize the weekly chart and the daily chart difference is very clear. In the day chart, the indicators have given you a reversal trend. They have told you we are reversing from 375. So you may get just a wick to touch 375 and then your target of 390 opens up. So if you're playing on SPY, play on a wick play that you will enter at 375, 376, and it will only be a wick chance. Just the wick will go down, touch and bounce back. and your target is clearly 390. The first gap filling target. But in the process, do not take any short duration or short term targets. When you're trading on this, because the volume will be low, please keep the buffer of time on your hand and take your strike prices or call prices for Jan 20th or expiry Jan 27th. That will give you a very good long play in the options. It will give you a good long play in the options. And when I say long play, it only indicates that if your trade gets filled in, your targets will be high. Because if you're talking about 375 and 390, you're talking about $15 points on the index. In options, that will be a huge jump. That will be a huge jump. All right. Done.
Mhm. Shall we take TQQ now?
Yeah. Either TQQ or anybody else has any requests, you can do that.
Vikas, Priya, Jia, Gaurav, any requests? Or shall we go to TQQ? Hitesh would be interested in TQQ.
Nothing from my end actually for this week.
No worries.
Anything for longer term hold as well? You are looking to
Maybe if Infosys, I am looking for Infosys if that can be.
Process.
Yeah.
We'll check that out.
Yeah, Hitesh has requested for Apple. So let's finish this and then we can.
Yeah, let's finish
take Infosys
TQQ and then take Apple and then take Infosys also.
Yeah.
No, not a worry. So just zoom out. Zoom out. And then that's it. No, zoom in, now zoom in, you're zooming out too much.
Now we are at
The last three candles are basically three black crows. Can you expand the candles? Vertical expansion?
16.2.
Yeah.
We are currently at 17.5. We are looking at March 2020 levels. Or even before that, the resistance here was around this level. 20, we have gone further down. It has closed at 1755.
Yeah.
Indicators are still downward.
Yeah, but pretty similar to Nasdaq also. 4 black rows or 3 black rows.
Yeah.
Again, at a very critical level of support. Can you just raise the candles up? No, move the candles up in the screen below so that they don't touch. Yeah.
Super trend is still downward.
It has just turned bearish because of the 3 black rows. But you look at the levels of 1645. the low of the candle in September. Yeah, this low, 1630. And the low of the red Marubazu after that, this one, 1685. You realize where you currently are. You are at a very critical support zone of a week, 1630 and 1685. So that is the point where one would go long. So if you see TQQ at 16, at 17 or at 1680 or 1685, I would be a blind buyer. 17, I would be a blind buyer with a stop loss at 16. The last low, previous low was 1635 and 1685. So at 17, I'm a blind buyer with a stop loss of 16. First target is 2350, which is the mid Bollinger Band or the high of the previous week.
Just 24.
23. And that again was a wick. It was not a dedicated body high. It was a wick. So which is why at 17, I'll be a buyer. That's another 60 cents down, and I'll be a strong buyer. Target of for 24 or 2350. Now, how do I play this? Exactly as I tell you. The minute you see TQQ at 17, you will take a call, strike price 23, January end expiry, 27 Jan expiry, and trade blind without any stop loss. I don't expect it to go below 1635 at all. So the best is to put your orders in the system and then trade accordingly.
On the daily chart, CCI has started to curve up, and so is the stochastic.
Stochastic also has crossed over. And Super 10 has turned flattish. If you left click this on this portion and slide up, your entire candles will move up. So left click and slide up. That's it. Now you're zooming in. That's sufficient. Clear? Let's take Apple and then take Infosys.
Apple Infosys.
Tech stocks exactly like Nasdaq.
Yeah. In fact,
Exactly like Nasdaq. Exactly.
Apple's trend impacts both SPY and Nasdaq. And also
Expect a figure of 122 clearly on it. Now, over here on Apple specifically, keep one thing in mind. All the Apple products required for gifting, for self-consumption, purchases have been done. No more purchases for Christmas or for New Year. So sales are going to get impacted. Right? Now the sales will only happen around January end. Till then, sales are going to get impacted. So expect a figure of 122 on this chart. 122 is again a strong support zone, visually speaking. I'm looking at 122. That's it. 124 and lower. Yeah. So 120, 122, very strong support coming in over there. But this is weekly.
Yeah.
And on the day chart, no, even on the day chart, you can see this support at about at 120.
This is 130. Previously, it had reversed from here at around 130 on the day chart.
Come again, I didn't hear you.
Previously, it had reversed around 130 on the day chart.
Yes.
Around mid of June.
And that is exactly where it is even today.
Yeah. The thing is that MACD is still downward, although CCI and stochastic has started holding.
Yeah, but then they could always turn back again down.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm talking about Apple is very clearly, consumer-wise, it's a consumer-driven company. Their products are sold. The period of selling is over. Now they'll have to wait for at least 3 weeks before your actual sales can start tickling in again for next year.
Yes. And Hitesh, you are right. If Apple falls from current level to close to 122,
Nasdaq will
TQQ,
tumble.
yes, Nasdaq, SPY will fall. So with Nasdaq, TQQ will definitely drop as well.
Yes.
So I think this week we can just watch. Next week, if it reaches those levels, the levels that we discussed for Nasdaq, TQQ, we can plan to enter.
I mean, if you look at Apple this week also has closed near the low point of the week.
Yeah. It has closed at 131 and the week low was 129.64.
It is close to the low of the week, which is not very nice.
In fact, low was on Friday itself, 129.64.
Even on Tuesday. What is Tuesday's low?
129.89 and
That's
Friday's
all,
low
as
was
good as
129.64.
Yeah. So it broke the week low made on Tuesday on Friday.
Yeah.
Which is again a very, very bearish view.
Yeah, even super trend is curved downward on Friday.
Yes.
It had flattened and then curved down.
Very true.
Okay, so
Let's take Infosys now. INFI. INFI.
NS.
NS. Now, it's important to note here that Indian markets were on correcting phase right from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday last week. Major fall. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, major fall. Today we bounced back, but look, today when we bounced, where is Infosys? Today, Indian markets have rallied and almost covered the loss of Friday. But where is Infosys? It's giving you a very small, minor green tick.
It's almost at the same level where it had closed last week.
Exactly. So Infosys looking weak. Now correlate Infosys looking weak with Nasdaq. Correlate this with Nasdaq and you will realize how it is happening.
Yeah, on the weekly chart, it's pretty clear. The super trend level acted as strong resistance, and
Yes,
from last
it
4
came
weeks,
down. So now it will come further down up to 1350, the low of this candle. Yes, 1360, 1370. There is another 130, 140 points downtick that can be expected in Infosys still before it reverses and then takes a fresh target at 1650, 1675. So the ideal point to buy this would be at around 1370 or 1400 rupees. Another 100 points down, you could buy it for a target of 1645, 1650. First target. Or you could buy it for a target of almost about 1532 or 1535, which is a mid-Bollinger Band target. So buying would be at lower levels of 1370, first target of 1530, second target of 1640, 1650. Right? Now, why do we say it's going to go down? Look at MACD crossover, negative crossover happening. Look at stochastic already giving you negative crossover. And CCI is at minus 16, can always go down to minus 125 or minus 200. So if everything is going to go down, prices will come down till 1370, and that is where you should be buying it at. So as we always keep telling you, as I Otis, we always tell you, have an edge in your trading. Always buy at an edge. So that is the edge you're going to buy it at a support, where you need not keep a stop loss. Right, Priya?
Right. But do you think is it a good stock for long-term investment?
Yes, why not? It's a good stock because it's one of the major players on technology on the global front. So it's always a good stock to buy. If the American market can have an index based on technology, why should you not have a leading player of technology in your portfolio?
Correct.
Right? Use that as a logic. Use that as a logic. Nasdaq cannot be scrapped off within a day. Even if Mr. Biden wants it, he can't scrap it off. So if it can't be scrapped, might as well take one of the leading players of that index as in your portfolio.
Right.
And you look at the monthly chart, which Kamal is just showing it to you. He's very clearly showing it to you. 1360 is a monthly support.
yes.
Right.
So if 1360 is the monthly support, you can imagine you buy it at that level. You can actually, mortgage your house, buy Infosys, sell Infosys, and get your house released completely through that money.
Yeah.
Or pick up a second property with that money.
I wish I can do that. Hopefully
That's a
soon.
strategy. That's a strategy I just shared with you.
Yes, hopefully soon in future I will do that.
Yes, it will be done. It will be done.
Looking at this monthly chart, it's pretty clear. Just wait for it to drop for another 140 rupees. And definitely good to buy.
Even if you buy it at 1400, even if you don't wait for 1360, even if you buy it at 1400, it's a good bargain to buy it.
Okay.
And it gives you good dividends. It gives you dividends every 3 months.
Yeah, the thing is about dividends, I prefer the ones that pay monthly dividends.
Unfortunately, Indian stocks don't give you monthly dividends.
Yeah,
they give you
that's the main thing,
But they give you good dividends. That's the idea.
True.
He's giving you almost 16 rupees per quarter, which is almost 1% of the stock value.
Yeah.
Right.
of the market price of the stock, which is very good.
Yes. There are very rare like dividend paying stocks in the Indian market, I prefer.
Another such company could be L&T, Larsen & Toubro, if you're looking at Indian market.
Right.
Has a bigger cap now, it acquired Mindtree.
But yeah, good. Thank you so much for sharing
welcome.
the Infosys.
Most welcome. Look at L&T now.
Yeah, and compared to L&T, Infosys looks good in terms of buying.
Yeah,
Currently, it is at the upper Bollinger Band. It will start dropping from here.
it will drop. It will come down to earlier, when I was tracking L&T earlier, it had always an issue coming down to a level of about 700, 800 rupees, and then go back up to 1300 or 1400. Now that level has changed to approximately about 1100 or 1200. It drops to 1100, 1200, and then goes back up to about 1900 or 2000. Now, this is the company which gives you dividend. This is the company which keeps giving you bonuses and splits. Now, it can't give you any more for the split as it is already at the rock bottom price. So it will have to give you bonuses now. And even after giving you bonuses and splits, he is giving you a very good rate of return. You see, the last split happened in 2017, June. So he gave you a split and he gave you a dividend. And each time they give you a dividend, they give you a dividend of almost about 11% of the, 1 or 1.2% of your market price. But this is again a long-term portfolio stock, not for immediate trade.
Yeah, and looking at the monthly chart, it's good to watch for now for it to correct and then enter.
I don't know how much will it correct or not, but yes, you should look to enter somewhere at around 1800 or about 1700.
1800, yeah, or if the downtrend continues, then around 1600.
It will not come to that level again. I doubt. Doesn't look like coming to that level again. 2023 is going to be the year for the Indian stock markets as well as the global stock markets. You're going to see a good rally in 2023. Let's be assured. Irrespective of the world crisis, 2023 will be good for the stock markets. Let's go back to the stocks requested by Gaurav and the others.
Yes. So Google is requested.
Yes, Google has been requested by Vikas.
Yes. Right.
And then we can take up Gaurav's request, all of TSX. Now, Google again, weekly chart, 3 black crows, but the last candle is clearly a shooting star.
Yeah, it is also at this support.
Very strong support levels. Can you take this to a monthly chart? Just for the sake of knowledge, where is it actually happening? What is the previous month's low? November low?
83.
83. All right, guys. That's your stop loss. 83.35 is the previous month low. That is your stop loss for taking this trade. Anything, if you see Google at about 85 or 84, blind buy. You're taking the previous month low as a support, as your stop loss. This month, not yet done. Expect the price to move lower, but not very low. Which is why I said, if you get it at 85 also, I will take a $2 stop loss and go straight for a target of 100. At least 100.
Yeah.
First target 100, second target 112 and 117. Be a buyer of Google at 85, stop loss of 83, first target 100, second target 110, third target 170. And this is weekly chart. Take it on day chart now. Do you realize this? The entire week, last 4 days, the low was only on Thursday, which was 86.32. So you may not get a chance to even buy it at 85. If you get it at 85 or at 86 also, stop loss is 83. $2 or $3 stop loss and straight target of 100. Or if you want a quicker target, 92, which is almost going to be a $7 stop loss, $7 profit. So 7:3 or 7:2. Risk reward ratio 1:2 and above. And if you take target at 100, your risk reward is almost 1:3 or 1:4. So Google would be that account, but again, tech-based stock, Nasdaq is weak. So that is why I'm saying I'm expecting it to break at, give you an entry at 85, 86, stop loss of 83, which is the previous week's close low. I'm working on that previous month's low, sorry, not week.
Previous month.
I'm working on previous month's low. Because the last candle on Friday was a very big bullish engulfing candle. Marubazu bullish engulfing candle. Almost touching to the high of the week. The high was made on Monday, but otherwise Wednesday was also a pretty high day. It was almost touching the high. And it's a Marubazu green candle, bullish engulfing. So on Nasdaq, Google could be a counter which may go against the trend of Nasdaq. The crossovers can happen. Indicator crossovers in stochastic has already taken place. CCI has curved up. It's already at 102. It had touched 150 and then gone up. And now MACD and the signal lines are closing in. Histograms are reducing in size. All three indicators, all four indicators showing you that super trend again turned flattish. After the fall, flat, again flat. So 95 is a sure target from here, at least, if not 100. But if 95 gets taken out, or if 96 gets taken out conclusively, 100 and 110 are not far away.
So amongst all the indexes and stocks that we discussed, Google looks to be most
promising.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Any
Okay,
further questions? Vikas, any questions on Google?
No questions. Thank you. Thank you.
Most welcome.
Right. So let's take HXT.
HXT.
HXT.co. Yeah. was also on downtrend based on what we saw on TSX index. A closing dragonfly similar into the index. Its super trend is showing 45.5 with indicators still downward.
But what is most important is that the last candle is the kind of a dragonfly, almost at the mid Bollinger Band.
Yeah.
And that's a weekly candle.
I think in the next week, we should be watching to see whether it breaks this mid Bollinger Band level or mid Bollinger Band acts as the resistance and drops further. Looking at the indicators, it appears to me that we could expect further bearish movement. Do you think otherwise?
What you're saying somewhat is right. MACD is giving you a negative crossover. CCI is coming down. Stochastic has already given you a crossover. But somehow I think currently at 48, if it breaks 50, level of 50, it will come out immediately. It will be a reversal of the trend. Gaurav, any idea why did you pick up horizons?
Maybe on the daily chart. Let's see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so one is on the daily chart, and secondly, I have a support at 47.93.
What level?
47.93, I have a support on this one.
47.93. That's as good as 48.
Yes, and B, I've been holding this for some time on my TFSA account. I bought it at 44. So I'm looking if I get a good chance to liquidate before the end of the year, it sort of gives me a benefit. And the day chart is good as well. I mean, its day chart
Day chart is
strong.
looking good. Day chart is looking strong. If you look at the day chart, it closed green.
What's your average price, Gaurav?
45,
44.
44.9 or 44.5 or 45.
Okay, so then in that case, you want to liquidate either 48.55 or if it closes this gap, 49 could be your target at the super trend level.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, that's what I was hoping as well. You know, anytime it crosses 49, I'll probably liquidate if that happens before.
But 49 should not be difficult to liquidate because it's a gap waiting to get filled in. On a day chart, there's a gap waiting to get filled in.
Yeah, and in August it had touched 49. This 48.55.
Yeah, and also on Thursday,
Yeah.
On Thursday,
It was a downward price rejection.
Yes, a strong downward price rejection followed by a Marubazu.
Yes. Very true. So now you look what happened between Tuesday and Wednesday. There was a gap up. Tuesday, Wednesday, there was a gap.
Which got filled.
Thursday, the red Marubazu filled it. The red candle filled it. And Friday is giving you a gap up, clearly gap up. Or a clear Marubazu.
Right.
Yeah, so 48.55 before end of the year could be possible. If the bullish
even 49
will
not be difficult.
So we are looking at 2 days of almost 2 or 3 days of trading before.
You're talking about 4 days of trading.
No, sir. On Tuesday it is closed. TSX is closed on Tuesday.
Oh, then that gives you only 3 more days.
Yeah.
3 days looks difficult, but Gaurav, my suggestion is put an order at 48.80 or 48.85 and just hope it just gets filled in. If not 49, at least at 48.85, if it gets filled in, place your order and forget it.
Yep.
You
Fair
never
enough.
know.
Makes
You
sense.
never know. It might give you a wick filling in.
Right. Ismail sir, the one concern that I had is it has 100 EMA at 48.18.
48.18. That is not a difficult task to clear. That won't be difficult to clear.
Okay.
Yeah, because of this gap here and super trend level. If it
Mhm.
crosses 48.5, 49 shouldn't be difficult.
That is
Fair
why
enough.
the reason is because 48.5 is just about 49 cents away.
Yeah.
Which is less than a percentage, which in 3 days can be covered. And minute it touches 48.55, it will definitely attempt to close the gap with a wick at least.
And the low here was 49.
Yeah. So
48
it will definitely try and close the gap with the wick, at least with a wick, if not with the body. So that wick closure will help you to liquidate your position. So don't
Mhm.
wait for 49 if your target is before 31st December. Then don't wait for 49. Then get out at 48.85.
Okay.
Yeah, it all depends what the targets are and what is your intention. Your intention is to close it before 31st December, 48.85. And then come back and collect it again at 47 or 47.25 again.
Right. Yes.
Right? That can be done.
Okay, sir. That makes sense to me.
Lovely.
Okay, so next is CP. You want on .to, right?
Yep.
Looks has taken support at mid Bollinger Band. Daily chart looks similar to HXT. Not as bullish as HXT on the daily chart. The histograms are reducing in size. Do you have similar plan for this one? Do you want to liquidate before end of this year?
This one, not exactly. So this one has a dividend scheduled for X date of December 29th. So, and the support that this has taken is at 100 EMA,
100, yeah.
right? So
Yes.
after this long rally downwards, I'm looking at probably enhancing my position in my TFSA on this one. Probably looking at, maybe there are a couple of gaps that have to be filled in, maybe about 105 or 107 over a period of probably, a month or so.
Highly possible. The gap filling could be possible, but yes, only in the month of Jan end, not before that.
Yeah, I mean, iska horizon can't be, too early. So yeah, and I'm thinking that if there could be a wick that might just come in after the dividend payout.
Yes.
So maybe that's a time I want to enter.
Kamal,
I was also going to say the same thing, that you
Kamal,
can.
can you show me the green super trend level? On
Yeah,
your
I was
left.
saying that.
No, come around 7th of December. Around 7th of December. To your right. That's it. Come to your right. To your right. That's it.
Yeah, what I was saying is that after dividend payout, the prices could drop, and as Gaurav mentioned, that if a week happens, that could be good time for him to add to his position.
Gaurav, anything above? Can you move to your left slightly? Two candles to your left. Yeah. So Gaurav, if the price crosses 104, that's your resistance immediately.
108.
104 is your resistance just now. For this trend just now, if 104 gets crossed, can you expect that gap filling to happen at about 107, 107, 108? Yeah. Then that gap filling will happen. Otherwise, 104 and it comes down.
Okay.
104 is the resistance for this trend just now.
Mhm.
And if you look at the day chart, what happened on Wednesday, the
Mhm.
high was 103.94.
Right.
So 104 is your resistance, which is even there on Monday. Monday high also will be 103 or 104. That yes,
Yeah.
this one. 104.
104.
Mhm.
So 104 is your resistance for this week. If it has to show bullishness, it has to cross 104 conclusively on a
Yes.
closing basis.
Yes.
Right? On a closing basis, if that is crossed, then your low of 101 or 100.75 will be your stop loss.
Right. So my purchase is 101.
Good. So then you know exactly where we are. I did not even ask you, but that is the purchase point. That is the stop loss. So 100.75 or the low on Tuesday morning.
Mhm.
What is the low on Tuesday? One candle before this? Yeah. 101. Yeah. So 100.75 is your stop loss for your current trade. And if 104 crosses, 107 and 1010, 1110 is round the corner. 106, 106, yeah. 104 means 106 and 110. So the gap will get filled in and will take you to 110.
Okay.
And if you want to be conservative, this super trend level of 108.
Yeah, that is also there. Because the gap gets filled in at 106.
Okay. And next is
What are they into? Callian?
Not sure, sir. I mean, this is there's just one question that I really had on this one
Yeah.
is on the day chart, it seems to have a long period of consolidation.
Yes.
So is this a good candidate for a or
A breakout.
breakout.
breakout early
Yes.
January?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Right from December to date, it is moving in a very strong, narrow range
Right.
of about 65 and 67 or 68.
So it fits that magical box that you've always had. So
Yes.
yeah. And sir, before we go further on this, I just want to call out one thing. Ki this this stock or this script, I just want to give the credit for this to the community because like I said when I took the session, whenever there are new TSX stocks that come up, I simply keep adding them to my list. So somebody had called this out, I don't know how many weeks back, and I just keep looking at it. So the credit for this one should go to the community and not to me.
Well, even if it's to the community, is very good for you. But the person who called out must have called it out somewhere around November, mid-November, when the Marubazu candle started coming out.
Yeah.
Or around October end, which was a very strong, which was very well called out. Whosoever called out very well. That was the candle. 9th of October candle called you out, and then two big Marubazus, and then now look after Marubazus, it gives you 3 weeks of consolidation. Does not break 30% of the Marubazu candle. The low is of the last 3 weeks is less than 30% of the Marubazu candle body,
Right.
and closing towards the top end of the last Marubazu. Closing towards the top end of Marubazu. So the breakout is definitely on.
It's about to break this super trend
That
level.
resistance, that super trend level of 66 has been touched all 4 weeks. So the breakout is on definitely. One more thing which I will see, I don't know if you all realize it or not, the volumes on the weekly chart have started rising.
Mhm.
And the last week volume is as good as the volume of the two big Marubazu kind of volume, week volume. But that could be that some weak hands are liquidating their positions here,
Right.
because the strong hands came in around 9th of October. The weak hands are exiting around mid-November in the Marubazu spike ups and thereafter. And now, using the psychology of trading, last 1 week left, the retailers will take this further up. And your 65, which is your mid Bollinger Band level, will act like your support. The Bollinger Bands are now squeezing it back.
So looking at the weekly chart, if you are already entered or you are planning to enter, the next target could easily be above 70. Your high was 71.
Yeah. 71, 75 is the high, and that can easily be touched. 71.74. No, the red Marubazu which you had seen previously, that has high of 71, 74.
71, 70.
And this is 72.11.
72.
So that is why 71, 75 or 72 can easily be touched, which is again about 10% away from here, from current market price.
So even buying at 62.
No, not 62. You can buy
Yes,
it at
60, 66.
63, 63, yeah.
I'm buying at the current price of 66 with target of about
72 is also fine.
5 to $5.5 is easily achievable.
Now you may not get it at 65 or 64 at all. You may have to buy it at 65 only.
Even at current price, sir, 66.
Yeah,
I was saying.
even at current price, it's a good buy with a $1.5 stop loss. 64.50 as a stop loss.
Yes.
But that has been held for the entire month. Entire month that price has been held. 64.53.
Right.
That's a good price. Yeah. Good stock selection. Whoever did it on the group, congratulations to him. I hope he has entered well. All right. Which is the next stock?
Zia Hitesh. Any last stock we can take from either of you on call? Sure. That's sure. I think I know Vivek sir's reaction, but I'll let him speak.
No, Zia, Shopify is the stock that I don't recommend anybody. Support and turning flat in consolidation mode on a weekly basis for quite some time. You can look at a price of 35 to enter in. Yeah, 35 should be a good price to enter, which is also the lower Bollinger Band. So 35, 36, good price without any stop loss. And thereafter, first target about 55, 56.
Yeah. Here it had touched 60.
60. So I would say 55, 56 from 35, 36 will be a $20 profit, which should be a good run. A $20 profit on a $35 investment is a very good run. But yes, it will take time. Don't expect that to happen within a week because this is a weekly chart. So that could take at least 2 or 3 months. But if you look at the day chart, let's see if day chart is giving you some other intimation.
No. Day chart is showing that the buy price could be reached faster. It's
No,
slowly
even
downtrend.
the buy price will not be reaching that fast. Your first support is at 41, next support is at 40. So 35 is far away.
This, yeah, it could have
41 is the first support, where currently is already at 45. Then 40,
42.6.
yeah.
Then
After
yeah,
that,
about
40,
one month time, and it could
yes,
take to reach the support. Right.
yeah, month or even more. 43. Can you move your candle to your right? No, not so. Somewhere in November, beginning of November. No, now you are coming to September. That's it. That's it. So 39 is the first support, second support. Move now in November end, mid-November end. That's it. All right.
46.
So 40, 43 and 41 are two strong supports. You could look to buy at around 43 also for a short-term target, or at 41. 40 or 41. Yeah. 40 would be appropriate.
Yeah. 39.
39, 40 would be appropriate to buy. You could buy it at 39, 40. Target could be 40, 45 comfortably.
In last 3-4 weeks before this downward trend, it was showing signs for reversal, but the way it has dropped again, it appears the continuation of downtrend could happen.
So that's primarily because December Shopify, your markets were correcting. In December, first week, second week, your markets were correcting. So Shopify had to correct. And prior to that, it gave you an uptick of reversal, expecting good businesses happening for the company. So October, November, it was expecting business, which is why the uptrend happened. And December was down because of overall markets correcting. But as I keep telling you, 2023 will be a very good year for stock markets. Good big movements can be seen. Now don't ask me why am I saying that. I'm just telling that to you.
So that would be really good based on what we see on the technical charts. I'm looking this Shopify, and it would apply for other charts as well, depending upon how much those have dropped. Even 20 to 30% recovery on them would be a good positive return.
a 20-30% recovery, but you look at it this from here at 45, your super trend is clearly indicating 120. That's a multiple of 3. So don't talk in percentage of 20%, 30%. It's a multiple of 2.5 to 3.
Yes, sir. I was very conservative by saying that the way it has dropped,
Yes.
20-30% recovery of this drop.
120 would be on the cards in 2023. So if somebody really wants to take a gamble, buy it at the low of about 35, wherever it is at the low, in the month of this one or the one next to it.
Yeah, 36.
Right.
This was 33.
33. So around 35, be a bind buyer at 35, target of 118, 115, 120, easily achievable. But holding period, 1 year and above. But that will be multiple returns. So imagine buying at 35 and selling at 120. So 35 double is 70. At 35 is 105, and you go further up.
Over 3 times.
3.5 times. Yeah. Let's take Tesla. Hitesh has requested for Tesla.
So
How many of you are holding Tesla cars? I believe they are freezing in the winter, not starting off.
sir, in Seattle, it has started sliding.
All right. Hitesh, Tesla for you. 5 months of bearish candles, 5 black rows. And the last is a Marubazu candle. Monthly chart. Weekly chart, 3 black rows. Again, last 2 are Marubazus. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to let Hitesh talk about it after this. Take the chart slightly up. How many days of downtrend? Hitesh, what's your analysis now? Let's hear your analysis.
Sir, I'm thinking it'll fall another 50%. 65.
I hope Mr. Elon Musk is not hearing this, otherwise he will send you his car across to pick you up.
Yeah.
Sir, he is no more CEO of Twitter. He might also have to quit being CEO of Tesla.
No. Now you take it back to weekly chart. Let's say it won't fall that badly. Take a weekly chart. That's jokes apart.
Yeah.
You are at your October 2020 levels. So take it to the trend, the super trend level there, the chart somewhere in October.
This 95.
No, just move your candle, your cursor to the mid of till October. First week of October. Move your cursor to your right. That's it. That's it. That's it. 93. So 95, 90, 95. 95 levels is what I'm expecting for Tesla to fall further.
Yeah, that's why I was looking at this super trend, this range.
Yeah.
95.
When you look at the super trend there, you're looking at the horizontal line. I look at the super trend when you bring it to October candles,
Yeah.
and the super trend indicator on top giving you 93.76. I'm looking at 95 from there.
That's why I was wondering where you are reading the value. I was getting the value from here.
I don't mind. I don't mind telling you my secrets, but that is where I'm reading it from. 95, Hitesh, is where I'm expecting Tesla to be.
Thank you.
I mean, if you were to trade this, you take a daily chart for this. Let me just take a Tesla option trade now.
Put.
Actually, you buy a put. No, I don't even want to buy a put here. Because I don't know when it will reverse back. It will give you a slight reversal, definitely. But yeah, you could actually buy At 123. You could.
It's already at
Hitesh,
minus
you can-
156.
What?
TCI is already at minus
Yeah,
156.
that is not a problem. You can continue further down. Can somebody give me the put price for Tesla for February and 24th of February 2023? Strike price of about 100.
Sir, what I'm expecting is that it could give a small jump and then start continue going further down up to 95.
That is the reason why I'm saying if I take a put or strike price of 100 for 24th of February, what is the current ruling price?
Sir, I'm not getting Feb 24th. I'm getting Feb 17th. And इसमें 100 का put is $6.45.
$6 put.
Yes.
And you're not getting about 24th February. 24th February is a Friday.
Yep. I'm getting February 3, February 17th, and then I'm getting March 17th. If somebody else is
not even
getting it,
not even getting March 3rd.
nope.
Something wrong.
Gaurav, do you have weekly and monthly expiry check?
See, I'm getting weeklies for January and February, Kamal. For March to March onwards, I'm getting monthly. So normally for the next couple of months, I get weeklies, and after that, I get monthlies.
That means you get weekly up to 2 months. For 8 weeks, you will get weekly, and then you get monthly.
Yep.
All right.
And I'm looking at my cell phone. I mean,
No, I understand that. But $6 is a little too high, little too expensive.
Yeah.
Premiums are very high. No. Then I will not trade this. Not worth it. Or is that the bid and the ask? That may be the ask. What is the bid price?
sir, इसमें if I look at the ask is 645, bid is 630.
Oh, very high premiums. No, not worth it. Not worth it. Not worth it. Possibly mid-January you will get the prices better.
All right. I think we should just let it drop.
I know. I will just. It doesn't make sense. All right. But Tesla is looking weak anyway. It could give you a bounce of about $5 or $6 here and there, but still looking very weak. All right. Anybody else? Any more questions? Any more stocks? Any more queries that you want to do?
Sir, I had one on NSE. It's Reddington.
Which one?
Reddington.
Yeah, just a minute. Reddington.
Red?
Reddington. REDIN. Yeah.
I just put it in chat.
REDIN. You were seeing it just now. Yeah.
Yep, this is the one.
But this is on Indian stock market. NSE.
Yes, sir. I have my dad's portfolio
Alright.
that I manage on this one.
No worries.
So this was one stock I was looking to enhance.
Last session, it has formed a bullish engulfing candle.
That is today's session. Today's session was a one-off because Friday it was a red Marubazu and Monday was a green Marubazu across the market. Across Indian markets, Friday was a red day and today was a green day.
Yeah, it has almost touched the lower Bollinger Band and then has reversed.
But then had that green candle not been there, it would have given you a different indication altogether for the entire market. Entire Indian market that way today was in the reverse mode of Friday.
Mhm.
And if you look at the weekly chart, today was the first day of the week, and he's almost covered the entire week's loss because the entire loss was created only on Friday, Thursday and Friday. Thursday being expiry and Friday being end of the week. He's almost covered the entire loss. But if you are wanting to enter this price, can you go back to the weekly chart and look at the support trend level? You will see where we
The
are.
mid Bollinger Band was at 161 rupees.
Now you look at the red Bollinger Band. Come to the September issue. Yeah, come over here, 157.
157.
So, Gaurav, for you, look to buy around 160.
Okay.
160 or around 150. Between 160 and 150, you can buy for it because your super trend, green super trend is at 147.
Yes.
So 160 and 150, you could look to buy. But if it touches 160, it will also touch 150. So buy there with, if you're holding it in your dad's portfolio, I'm sure you expect to hold it for long. And your
Yes,
stop
sir.
loss will be come to your October green kind of this one. What is the low here? 135. 135 is your stop loss.
Okay.
So I'm sure if you're holding this, you're holding it from the past.
Yes, sir. I have this for quite some time.
Quite some time.
Yeah.
And Remington is a very good company because it's in a service providing company for a lot of electronic items. So it's a very good company to work to keep it in place.
Yeah. So
Yes,
buy
sir.
around 150 with stop loss of 135 and target close to 200 or 190.
I don't think Gaurav is looking for targets because he is keeping it as a
Yes, it's
portfolio and answers for his dad.
right. We currently
yes,
have this at an average of 166.
So then you can average it again at around 150 further.
Yeah.
150 can be further added to it.
Great. Thanks, sir.
Most welcome.
Okay. I think with that we can call it a day. Are we all good?
Yeah, just stop sharing. Let's everybody see everybody's faces once again so that we know who's who and where. Yes, everybody, put on the cameras. Let's see your faces, smiling faces again. Hitesh, Priya, Zia. Lovely. Good. So thank you very much. Oh, cheers. I've already had my dinner, so I can't have coffee with you now. All right. So thank you, everybody. Hopefully you had a very good Christmas. You will have a great New Year also. Don't step out. It's too cold. So spend time with the family is all we can say. And have a great year ahead. But yes, let me repeat, 2023 is going to be a fabulous good year for the stock market across the globes, irrespective of what news is coming in from the world. Right? So stay safe, stay healthy, stay in the green, trade well, enjoy yourselves.
Trying to be in the green.
You will be in the green. As I always tell you, trade at the edge. When you're trading at the edge, you're trading with minimal stop losses, and you will always be in the green. Always. Never mind for that. Small stop losses here and there are always important. I can share with you in case if he stops recording, I'll share something with you all the way over here. Last week, when the market was taking the downturn, I was in the process of almost wiping out my capital. Almost wiping out my capital. I held on to my position. Today, I closed the same position after wiping out my capital in positive in profit. I just had to have a steel of nerve for Thursday, Friday, and 2 days of strenuous weekend. I held on to the nerve today morning. Trade closed in a wick action. As we always say, place your orders, the wick will take it out. When the trade happened, I was out in the market shopping. I did not even get the alert. By chance, I checked my phone. I said, "Oh God, position squared." The high was just 6 points above my selling price, and then the close for the day was about 45 points below my selling price. So you can imagine how much of movement today we saw. So always place your orders. The wick will take care of it. But that is what we say, trading on the edge with the confidence, you can't go wrong. And with the steel of nerve, of course. So thank you, everybody. Hopefully you had a good day. Had a good long weekend. Tomorrow is a holiday for most of you in Canada. So again, enjoy your vacations.
Yes.
Over to you, Gaurav. Over to you, Kamal. Sorry.
No worries. Thank you, Vivek sir. Thanks for your detailed analysis and deep insight. And it's really great to hear that 2023 is going to be good for stock markets, which will help most of our members in the GMT group and their friends who are in looking for their portfolios to go green. It looks to be a good opportunity. So um, based on the trend and your insight, I would encourage everyone who is following us, who is watching our videos, to get your portfolios ready at the start of year, to plan your TFSA contribution room and your registered accounts contribution room, to add your funds, to start putting in the investments to your positions which you would like to hold for either for short term or preferably for long term when the market reverses. As we saw, one of the opportunities which Vivek sir mentioned, that you could get 2 to 3 times return if you are on the right stock and invest early at the start of the year with your new contribution rooms coming in.
True.
With that, I would like to wish you all a good holiday week, very good happy new year start, so we all could have a good profitable year. And as we take a break, we will come at the start of the year energized so we can get better returns, and we'll meet again for the analysis. If any of you are willing to utilize this vacation for your learnings, please feel free to reach out to us, and we can help on utilizing this holiday period for equipping you with a skill either in stocks or ETFs trading or with the options which you can start applying from the start of the year. So with that, thank you all for joining, taking this time from your vacation to see the analysis, and hope this helps you as we go into the new year. Thanks all.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.